Hello there, this is What's Happening Wirral, and I've got Paul Muzzard here from the Paul Lavelle Foundation, which is a male domestic violence support group. I just want to say hello to everyone. I want to say a big thank you before we get started. I want to say a big thank you to the chaps, Michelle and Debbie, beautiful Michelle, beautiful Debbie, for giving us the room, letting us have the room here today. Big thank you for Wirral Community Support, the Facebook group connected to this page. Like it and join the group for the info that's going on around the Wirral. I want to thank Paul for coming in today to agree to do today's interview. So today's interview is going to be about the Paul Lavelle Foundation. It's a domestic violence support group for males, because obviously there's a big demand in that, big under reported cases of it. And Paul's the one who got it started, him and his friends. So we're going to find out a bit about what they offer in the community. So thanks for coming in, Paul.
No, thanks for having us.
And you've come in, mate. So can you tell us a little bit about the foundation and how it got started?
Yeah, well, as you said, we're a foundation for supporting male victims of domestic abuse. We got started after we lost our mate, Paul Lavelle, to a charitable case, you know, as you might have seen. It was murdered by a partner who he'd been with for a year. The story of it, well, none of us had met this woman. Hadn't seen much of Paul, you know, for a good while. I wouldn't blame this woman for taking him away from us. He had drifted a bit, mainly because he was in Manchester with a girl, but when he met this one, he met on a dating site. He was still only living in Rockferry.
He was in Manchester first, wasn't he?
He was in Manchester with a girl,
right, okay.
And they split up. I think logistics had a big problem with that. She was a cracking girl. Yeah. And so we ended up with this one who we met on a dating site.
Yeah.
He ended up living in Rockferry. She'd moved into his flat with him. And we've never seen her. He was with her for a year, and none of us ever saw her.
Yeah.
You know. And one morning I got a call. We'd been to a party, a 40th from Pratmoot, because I got a call. But, you know, light-headed, to be honest with it. And
it was a weekend, wasn't it?
And
it was a weekend, wasn't it?
You know, it was lads who said, you better come up here. I think Lavy's dead. You know, and like, how do you take that? So, it was been a bit of in a daze when you hear that. So, yeah. And drive down to his flat. And everything that goes through my head, what happened here? He had a heart attack, he had this, had that. And everything bad, the thing that took his life, you know.
Yeah.
He got down to his flat in Rockferry, and everyone's there, loads of the lads are there then. What's going on here? And the next thing, his neighbour come up, was a lad who we knew. He said, it was there. She's done it, she was always at it. And we were like, whoa. And apparently she was in the police car on the phone giggling away, so lads had said. And that's when it all came out. She was at it all the time. She was always knocking him about in his car, and neighbours could always hear him like, what the hell? Yeah. And then, so then we found out she'd smashed him with a plate, picked up a jagged edge and stabbed him in his face, and then left and basically to
cut the artery in his mouth, because it was pulled in the
arm. So we basically fled to that basically, and then so the next morning she scarped to her sisters, and then come back the next morning to find him cracked open the bottle of wine and ciggy first, like obviously, before she decided to ring the police, and that was it. And so we then started hearing more stuff, about what had happened. You know, she was smacking him in front of his kids. She'd stabbed him in his leg with screwdrivers, which stopped him going to work one time. He'd once given his jumper to someone to say, mind that in case anything happens to me, bloody jumper.
Right.
And so that was it. Well, why? You know, like, he come to our house a couple of weeks before he passed away, and he just said one thing, mind's a crank, and I went, that was it with me, you know.
Yeah.
for one eye and out the other.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that now because I'm
Well,
more
yeah.
knowledgeable, more educated on it. Domestic abuse to man didn't register with any of us until it come crashing to our doorstep, you know. So yeah, I think he wanted me to elaborate about it. Well, how do you mean? And he might have started opening a
So
few
do you think
things
he's
up.
coming? Do you think he's coming in like? Would you just touch on it there? He's coming with a joking way and hoping you were going to start talking.
Because everyone had their own views. Why he kept quiet? Why didn't he tell these things to people? Man, I think we were the right group of lads. We still are, you know.
Yeah, you're all very close, aren't you?
Properly, you know, there's about 40 lads.
Yeah, that's right.
When we go out, so when we're on holidays abroad, the stick that comes out is ruthless.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be fixed.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the worst
Yeah.
for it. To be honest with you, Lavie wasn't. So,
Yeah.
you know, if anyone did it, and you got destroyed like for it. So I think that might have played a part. And, you know, no one would have took the mickey out of.
Yeah.
That's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? You know, if you're getting knocked about by your missus, that'd be, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like, why didn't he say nothing to me then? But that's what men are like, you know.
So you can relate then, was that now you've got the knowledge and you've started the group, so you saying probably before you had this knowledge you wouldn't have said anything.
No, we wouldn't have had the clue. Male domestic abuse didn't register me.
Yeah.
It doesn't register to enough people in this country now.
Yeah.
You know.
Is this one of the main, obviously one of the main points is like in memory of your friend and everything, but it's also one of the main reasons because of that barrier where you know people won't reach out. You know there's a demand for it, support for men.
That's it, but 1 in 3 victims of domestic abuse are men. 767,000 men have reported victims in 2020.
Wow.
You know, 1 in 3.
Yeah.
You know, do the people in this country know that figures?
Yeah.
When this goes to the...
And they're the reported figures, so it's obviously not higher.
Well, yeah, it's just... When this goes to the House of Commons to debate about domestic abuse, the word count on male does not coincide with 1 in 3 victims. I think the word count over 2 days was something like 20 on the word male.
Yeah.
When they were debating about domestic abuse for 2 days.
Yeah.
That's how
right, so they never mentioned, they just mentioned...
But it's 1 in 3 victims.
Yeah.
Maybe more, you wouldn't know, would you? Because there's that many men who take the silent option.
Yeah.
How many men don't know the victim?
Oh, it will. It'll be much higher, the figure, won't it? It'll be much higher than like...
They don't... A lot of men try to be proud. Don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not disclosing this.
Has anyone, just out of interest, has anyone close to you spoke up? On maybe, I don't mean like maybe not officially, but on a one-to-one. Have your eyes been opened around your circle or just the edges of your circle?
I've had people.
Because we had the conversation just before we started.
People on the fringes of our circle, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had, you know, when we first started, somebody came to me.
Yeah.
Came and spoke to me down work, and so we ended up supporting them.
So which is good, isn't it? So straight away the debate.
I think because of what we started, that's really, that's someone else can speak to, you know. So
the demand is right in front of your face straight away, isn't it? Right and round you.
Exactly, yeah. It would be obviously a lot more, isn't it? But unfortunately, man, there's so many reasons why men keep quiet, isn't it? You know, I don't want to lose my house and my kids, because that's unfortunately that's what happens. When a couple splits up, it's the man who ends up in the bed sit or whatever. Yeah. It's the man who ends up losing access to his kids, and that's another thing that we support. You know, the parents out in life, and you know what happens to women as well. But the amount of men who we support and are coming to us, who trying to get access to the kids, and they get access to them, and a little bit of a dispute goes on, and then the woman will say, well, he's doing this again now, and he's not seeing the kids again, so that, and it goes round in circles where he's got to go back through the court process again, and it's just so wrong. So that's why so many men will stay in an abusive relationship as well, isn't it? You know, because of that. The woman will always get the kids in the house.
Well, that's right. I used to link in with the homeless when in my last job, and a lot of, as you say, a lot of in the Anfield area, there was where I used to work, there was a high percentage of single men living on their own. And as you say, it's 1 minute they can be working, full-time job, family, kids, and the next minute they're living in a bedsit, if they're lucky, or the couch surfing, and the missus has moved a new fella in. Now we're not saying, no, I know things happen in relationship, we're talking about men being abused now, but no matter which way round it is, that's what happens. I suppose helping men link into the Paul Lavelle Foundation, get support for domestic abuse. That's going to have a positive. I'd like things. My gut feeling is it's linked to suicide in men, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, because if you're getting to make
so, say like Paul, she was in his house, and he told her to leave, but she wouldn't leave. So no, got nowhere to go, got no money. He didn't even want her there, you know. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is what happened in the end. So, and so then she gets arrested for it, finally gets charged for it, and all along she just denied it. I made a point of going to every court day with the family, thanked the family for that like a joke. Just thought to give them as much support, hopefully I helped them in some way. And it was disgusting what I witnessed, you know. The first time she went up to give a plea, that was the first time I'd seen her. She walked into the court and I just looked and thought, oh my God, how did you end up with that? She come in, she just glared over at Paul's mother, just staring at her. Just as a woman who's lost her son, you know, 10 months ago, whatever. The judge got, stop looking at them and look at me. So that was her first impression to the judge. That just showed. So no empathy or nothing. Oh, that was outrageous. So then you went to the court and that was the same in the court every day. Just this aggressive nature of it in the court. It wasn't her who did it. She said he did it himself. He can basically stab himself. That's what she said first. The judge said, no, go out from that having that. Because she wanted to plead guilty then, obviously after first he pleaded not guilty, then she wanted to plead. Didn't they lower the charge? Wasn't it murder at first, then they lowered it to manslaughter? She pleaded not guilty at first, but when we went to the first day of court, she wanted to change it, where she said, okay, I did do it, but he made me do it. And the judge went, get back out. I said, okay, I did do it, but I can't remember. Just went, get back out. And then it's hard to believe that she got away with that, isn't it? You know, and it's like, you know, just changing the story in front of the judge. You know, it's unbelievable, isn't it? But, you know, the judge gave as much as he could, you know what I mean? She got 7 years. He actually gave her a slightly lesser sentence so she couldn't appeal. Right, okay. So he did everything he could, and it was only then at the end that she then show any emotion, but that emotion was for herself, probably. For herself, you know. And now she's out now. Should be, but going on about it. After the devastation she created, and still there, you know. Still the pain that she caused. I've never seen such a big influx of grief in my life, you know, with what it created. You know, because of such the person that Paul was, you know, he's such a loved lad, you know. He was a lunatic, you know. I've seen some of the I'm good mates with Macca, as you know. He was but if you speak to any person, you know, he's the funniest lad anyone will ever meet, you know. You know, if you were in his company, you laughed, giggled, you know. You know, even today, you go out to people still be citing some of his one-liners. He was a comedy genius without knowing he was, you know. And he, you know, he had his, don't get me wrong, he wasn't an angel. He had his, you know, he had his big faults in life, as we all do. But one thing he didn't have was enemies, like, you know. And he made one in the end, I suppose, like. Sad, isn't it? Disgusting. So, and that was, so then she got done then. That was when Steve Nutty then come to me and he said, well, it was before the court case, said, listen, we need to do something for that.
Steve Nutty, the lad that does the swimming cold water.
Yeah.
He's cracking lad, isn't he?
He's the co-chairman with me, we're both co-chairman. So he came to me and said, listen, we need to do something here for keep Paul's name going. And Nutty was lunatic when it comes to the physical sport and things. Anyway,
he does all the swimming the channel and all that, does he?
First Wirral man to swim the channel.
Yeah.
So we wanted to get all a community thing, you know, to everyone doing the good things in life. And said, yeah, okay, let's have a bit of that. So I said, okay, I'll sort out a race night. And that's how it started.
So raise a couple of quid,
we got a race night going. We needed to get, I think it was like 1,500 quid to get the money that we could go and put in for be a charity then.
Yeah.
But that was a long process. That took us 12 months of hard work to get approved to be an official charity. You've got to obviously
get evidence based on what you're doing and all that, haven't you?
You've got it, but you've got to be very careful explaining what you're gonna do, you know, and not branch out.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that was it. So with that we said, well, you know what else? It was actually Thursday. It was to support Paul's family, you know.
Right, yeah, a few quid for them and stuff.
3 kids as well. So
got lads, Annie, yeah.
Yeah,
lads, yeah.
So they've got 2 lads and a girl.
Right.
So you know, that's what we need. I think we got behind them quite a good bit, you know.
Good on you.
I think it helped Paul's mum, you know, brothers.
Yeah.
You know, so I've got this, and it really hit them, you know. I mean, I've got Paul's youngest son works for me, and what it did to him was absolutely harrowing, you know. Harrowing. Some of the things I've seen in our work, you know, when I had him in my arms sobbing, you know, saying she's won. I said, don't ever do that.
Yeah.
You know? And she'll never know then what she did, what I've seen with it. You know, and it hasn't left. You know, Joe struggled before that. You know what I mean? Like dyspraxia. Yeah. And this was just an added trauma of your father being murdered in such a callous way. You know, at the age of him, and the other kids. You know, but he's more than the other kids. They've gone their own way. And
hasn't Joe got? I seen on Macca's Facebook a couple of weeks ago. Hasn't Joe just completed something? Was it a run?
He's done the London Marathon.
That's right. He done the marathon.
This is what, because the lads grabbed hold of him. You know what we did. We needed him because he was in a very dark place. Yeah,
which is understandable.
So we decided to do the jog, cycling from Land's End to John O'Groats. We said, you know what? Let's grab hold of him and get him with us in a support vehicle. You know, it was big, and it was just an absolute.
So you were supporting the lads when
nervous wreck.
Yeah.
So you know what? In the space of 9 days, he changed. Went from one person to the other. Yeah. Confidence-wise, we said we got him involved. We asked him how he would feel when we're talking about his dad, because obviously he didn't like to open up and. And gradually we'd have the drivers that be speaking about, or we'd be speaking about domestic abuse. So it kind of opened them up. You know what I mean? I said, listen, Joe, do you want to? We had these glass mementos we were giving to the mayors, or we went to. Said, Joe, you give them to the mayors. But we're giving them a confidence.
Best done in the world.
You know, then it was getting used to people speaking about his dad openly. And speaking about domestic abuse, so and
he's been with the lads, and he's been with his dad's mates, his dad's.
And we were just talking about the knobhead things his dad used to do, you know. Yeah. And so 9 days later, he come out of his van a totally different person to what he got in. So that's when Steve, he gets hold of him and brings him. We got him in the run club, and that's when he's months later he's done a Manchester Marathon. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I seen.
It was like that. Good on it. It's been really good to
That's a great story,
but he's added, he has added lapses, to be fair, and he's been the best. But he was working for me, he was struggling again last year, but I've seen the last 6 months he really has now matured and started to turn into his dad with his wit as well. Yeah. Good on him. But it's great to see that the help he's had from such a big network of people, like, you know, and his family as well. And but the other kids, they're just kind of going their own way. I'm sure they, I've said it to him, and I think they probably got fed up a lot of the time hearing about this bloody Paul
They'll
Lavelle
link back
Foundation.
in though, they'll link back in, because this foundation's there forever, you can, you know, it's there for life, so they'll come back as well.
They want to get on their lives, they don't want to, so they don't want to hear about the broken place. We had enough of that, you know. We don't try not to speak about that now unless we're doing stuff like this, or, you know, when we go to
try and focus on the positive side.
That's it. When we got, obviously when we're doing to these seminars about
the
speaking about domestic abuse, but that's more in house, you know, it's not public viewing, public speaking. So we'll just try and speak about the positive stuff, like now, you know, and what it's doing, because out of something traumatic, something that's been created,
something good's come out of it.
And it's not just the family, it's all us. There's 40 of us who.
It's great, some of the pictures.
I rode the bleeding bikes until I was 50 years of age.
We're going back to the bike side and the positive stuff. That Land's End to John O'Groats.
Yeah.
I was watching the updates on your page of that, on the videos. And there was a bit of politics. Did the Neville and Binksy fall out?
With Binksy and Neville.
That was great, and then Binksy done
they were the drivers, weren't they?
And then they done a bit of
you know, you need to be looking after us, our lives are in jeopardy.
Yeah.
And the next thing, they're doing shots of a night in a hotel room going, didn't get into what time, what?
Well, I remember Binksy doing this, he's at the table and he went, you know, I'm man enough to like say sorry.
It's funny that it's not like Zeppelin. It was,
and you went through Goodison, he was a big Everton fan, Paul, wasn't he?
He was, but that's what I mean, we just used to go.
Yeah. But that was on the route, wasn't it, Goodison Park, if you remember rightly, when you done Land's End to John O'Groats, you went through Goodison on purpose.
Yeah, we did, that was great, and Graham Stewart come out and we give him a foundation momentum. They've been good with us as well. Just after it, we got the two lads to Goodison before the home game, and they met the players before the game and all that, you know. So that's where we met, going the game, going on holidays and concerts and
Well, while we're on that, Paul, so with it being the cycling there, so what else does this do? Does the service do? There's obviously the cycling, there's the cold water dipping, isn't there?
The cold water, they've got a run club that's every Tuesday at the Oval. You know, everyone's welcome.
I was just going to say, who can access these? Anyone?
Anyone can turn up.
So
it doesn't matter any whatever level. We got kids coming up, women, 67-year-old man. You know, it's just anyone. So it's that's just like a $5 because we booked the
track and that.
So and then obviously we got the swimming as well. And our cycling club.
So anyone who wants to get involved with that, they can just go on the Paul Lavelle Facebook page or website.
Yeah, it's all on there. I'd say it's sort of a way as well to help. You know, say there's a fella out there who's struggling with abuse or even mental health.
Yeah.
You can come on, suss out who we are first before, and then he wants to open up. You know, that's how we look at it. Yeah. Because there's been a lot of lads who've come with us who mental health, you know, and then obviously we've got people who can support, and then obviously we'll signpost them out as well, so anything like that will just help everyone.
I've got to say as well, I started going the cold water dipping about a year ago in Macca. I went for a couple of months, and I've got to say how welcome everyone made me feel. And Nutty even got me an hat. I've still got it, man. I've been going for a while, but I've still got me hat when I go back. He got me an hat to keep me warm.
There's a lot of lads who do it.
And then they had the coffee then in the back of the van. The lads had offered me a coffee, and it was just a bit of a chat and stuff. Obviously some mornings be too cold to do that. But
the lads who do it, and they do it for that because they have struggled, you know. Yeah,
and it's so good for you.
Yeah.
It's so good for you. The first time I did the cold water dip, and I was obviously... Have you done it?
I've done it once on New Year's Day.
I was doing it, you know, for about 3
months. But I didn't have the cheek gloves like they all have on the stock.
Well, Mac is nuts, and Mac does it every day.
Dave McKay going on with gloves
but I think
and
Mac is
pink fluorescent
I think he's
shorts,
7
weirdo.
days a week, twice a day now, Mac. Every time he says you want to go for a dip walk, that's always ever saying.
Yeah.
But the first time I went with them, and God bless him as well for inviting me, by the way, and saying, get me along there, and he keeps telling me to get back, and I'm going to. But I went in this cold water, and it was in the middle of winter, you know what I mean? It's freezing cold. And you get in and all that, it's wasted. And Nutty talks you through it, by the way, if anyone goes to this, they talks you through it and gets you used to it, and you get in and that. And then all of a sudden, I went warm. And I said to Mac, I feel that warm, you know, because you're numb, you know, you've gone numb. Yeah. And he went, no, he said, but don't be staying too long in here. Yeah. So we had about 20 minutes, and then you've got to have all your gear ready at the boot, your towel and your dressing gown and all that he had, and my big, thick, tracky. So anyway, as I started getting dry, I started shaking, and that, you know, it kicks in the cold. So anyway, get the heating on full blast, drop Mac off, drive home. But when I got in the house, I put the kettle on for a hot drink, straight up this. And the next thing you know, I started pulling cupboards out and cleaning. You know, as my kettle was boiling, I had about 3 cups of coffee, one after to warm up. And the Hoover come out and everything. I had loads of energy, and I started getting all things done. I had stuff to do that day, but I thought, I'll get a few little things done while I'm having a hot drink. So it's amazing for you. So anyone, as Muzza says there, anyone there with the, once again, over the cold water dipping, the running club, the cycle club, you'd say just go on the website, find out the dates, and just turn up.
Just drop it the line and with anything, and you can come and join us any time. So they go out on the 30, the runners as well. Yeah. In the summer, you know. Yeah. Doing round the coast and that, like. So. Yeah. So there's that many who come on with us, you know. I think we've got around over 250 people who are involved in our sports clubs now, you know. Yeah. Say last year we cycled to the Somme. There was 48 of us from Wirral over 4 days. That was a brilliant experience, but there was loads of lads who came on, so they'll have a bit of that. And you know, when we got there and was cycling through all the cemetery, it was some hell of an experience. And the day we finished, and we all had the speeches, and they were all overwhelmed, you know. Yeah. You know, it's the best experience I've ever had, basically. Like it was. Yeah. So that's what it's done. If we wouldn't have got on a bike. Yeah. I learned to. I couldn't swim. I only learned to swim 2 years ago because of this. Like, you know what I mean? And that goes for all of us. I mean, we grabbed the bike. A lot of the lads who, when we did the jog, we did Land's End to Johnny Gross. We did it in 9 days. So it was over 100 miles each day, and it was ruthless. Like, you know, getting.
What was you doing? Just camping? Have tents and that, or did you always where did you sleep?
We were sleeping in a hotel.
Oh yes, you had the plan out, yeah.
Getting up, there we go again, getting up, what day is it now, 110, you know, the second day I come off, smashed me bleeding shoulder, cracked my head, split me helmet. Wow, yeah. So then I get up the next day, and it's like in the end, you're just popping painkillers all the way up to Scotland, like, it was horrendous, like, and we got up to when we finished, I just got in the van and was sick everywhere, like, because just the ibuprofen, 60 mils or whatever they were, like.
Close up, was you like, yeah.
But, you know, we'd only grabbed, so it was a lot of the lads who we did do were Try for Life, who've been doing Ironmans for years, and I'd say one Andy Tomo said, he goes, weirdos, you've only just grabbed a bike, and 6 months later you're cycling like the land for Britain in 9 days. Yeah. And that's what we do, everything we do is an access, like, always has been.
Challenge yourselves. You know, breaking the challenge yourselves, pushing yourselves.
That's it, yeah, I mean, that's how life goes, and I mean, you know, when we were younger, we were just all a bunch of scallies, partying, you know, a lot of skeletons in the cupboard, but it adds to the story of the foundation, to be honest with you. Now we're preaching.
Well, that's right.
You know, trying to help people, trying to help the young kids, you know, we're getting more kids involved in these clubs, and that's what with another service we're doing now is, you know, we're going round schools. I think we've reached out to 6,700 school kids now.
So what you're talking in the schools?
We've got a team of women who go out now, like a board game, and at Interact we go to all the schools, and with all the primary schools and going into middle schools, and this board game interacts of what's a healthy family relationship without being too full on.
So it's just giving the kids that introduction.
It encourages you know, and
Give you the knowledge.
that's where you've got to start,
Yeah.
you know. So that's
Whose idea was that? What a great idea that is.
Sorry.
Whose idea was that, Mus?
The game was made by a lady in Birmingham, so
Right, okay.
she sold it on. But now we're looking to do our own one, an online one.
Yeah.
So more like up to date type of stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, get out into the. We're going to colleges as well. So, and it's great the feedback you get off these schools, you know, and it's good that they're speaking about domestic abuse.
Yeah.
You know, and what's right and wrong, because a lot of these children, some of the stories you do hear when they go to certain schools, it's sad, like, you know, young little kids.
Yeah.
I think such a type of thing is the norm.
Yeah.
It's not.
Witnessing it, yeah, being around it. You know, when you've been around as a young kid, yeah, it scars you.
Yeah, that's just what it's got to,
Yeah.
what it's got to start. I mean, you're seeing what's happening out there now these days, and it's sad, and it's got to be taught from an early age to stop what we're seeing.
That's a great idea, that game, and that can be modelled on other things like knife crime and other stuff that's going on.
Exactly,
drugs,
yeah.
Bullying, all that
So
stuff.
that's the only way you're going to curb a lot of these issues that you're seeing with a lot of the youth today is education from the early days, from the early start.
Yeah.
So, and it is working, you know. And that's it. We just want to get more kids involved in the sporty stuff as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when your kids are going out to jiu-jitsu, cycling, football, you know, as a parent, it's hard. You know, I found it myself. You know, where is he now? I've got to sitting outside MMA in Liverpool and sitting outside football on it. But you've got to do them things, haven't you?
Of course you have.
You know, that's what you want them to take that right path, and
that's right.
And that's what this foundation is, you know, as well as helping the mum.
Helping the kids, yeah. Tell me a bit about, going back to the foundation as well, tell me a bit about your counselling service as well, Mus.
Basically, we have a support service which starts, we have a phone line, but it's more, we have a referral, self-referral, what we have advertised. So you can just
self-refer.
So say if a man's having issues, or a mother suspects it, or a friend, then this self-referral is there. You fill in the details, what's happened, phone number, and it's very confidential.
That's on the website?
It's on the website, it's also on all our social media pages, and I always throw it on regularly anyway, you know, contact us. And so then whoever's email will give the story, they don't even have to disclose the name, and someone will get back then, call them and arrange for them to come down and speak to our team, you know, face to face. We've done, obviously we do some Zoom meetings because we've had people from further afield, London, whatever, wanting support. At the moment, we've helped nearly 400 men, you know, through self-referrals now. Wow. And they'll come down. The biggest thing for them is pressing that button.
It's doing the first move,
You know, a lot of them have said it's very apprehensive about pressing that button. But once you do and you get in, they never regret it.
Well, we touched on it before, didn't we? You touched on it before, pressure, financial pressure, the kids, everything. People suffer, don't they, before they finally...
Massive, that first. Because, and then what we also have is peer support groups, so these men will come along on like a Tuesday, a Monday actually, and make similar men in the same position. And that's where it's like, wow, so it's not just me, this.
Yeah.
And then they bounce off each other.
Well, you'll always feel more confident, don't you?
And then they start supporting each other, you know. And that's where we're at now, you see. And you know, one of these men who take this support was on service with us.
Right,
but he signed off now. He's a cracking lad, cyclist, good at patrolling as well.
Right,
and now, and he, you know, and when he signed him off the service, he got emotional. He didn't want to stop it.
Yeah.
So he's come on
Nice,
board
yeah,
with
so
our
he's
support team now.
Volunteers now, yeah.
So when these are coming to these peer support groups and there's somebody there who's been where they are and got out of it,
yeah,
that gives them hope, doesn't it? You know.
yeah,
Because when they come along, a lot of these men think there's no hope.
yeah,
You know. And it's good to see how I've been to one of them meetings, and
yeah,
we had a big talk with Merseyside Police all came to our hub the other month, about 70 of them, and it was very emotional.
Merseyside Police come to the
They come, yeah. They all come. I got up, spoke, a couple of others spoke. We had a couple of our support men spoke, got emotional like that, but it was very powerful. And the fact that they can speak, you know, they sat there in front of 70 police officers.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Where did this take place? In the hub, the community hub in Rockferry?
Yeah.
Time, yeah.
Yeah. So it's great though, we're seeing success stories like that.
Yeah.
And we'll see more and more, the more we put out there, the more men who open up, know that they've gotten support, you know. Because a lot of them, a lot of men don't think there's anything out there, but it is out there for them now. You know, and you've got to educate them. You've got to educate them that they know that they're getting abused, because it's not just about a punch, is it?
No.
But I think, you know, coercive control, financial control, they're more so when it's related to men with domestic abuse than actual violence. So it's educating them, but that education got to come from the top as well. You know, 2 months ago we had Starmer and the Tory fella.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
On Sky talking about how we're going to combat domestic abuse against women. Where was the man?
Yeah, it didn't get mentioned.
You know, where was it? This is what, and it's just, that's the sort of ignorance, and the ignorance fuels male silence.
Of course it does.
You know, and we've all done courses. I did a diploma on it, and I ended up getting angry with it from the word go, because it said, although we know men can be abused, in this course, the victim will be called a woman and the abuser will be called a man. So we did this course, and all along I'm thinking, where's our story? Where's my story? Where's Paul's story?
Yeah.
Where's my experience? No, there's nothing getting educated on male domestic abuse at all. You know, and because there are large parts of domestic abuse with males that is different to female.
Yeah.
You know, and until this country gets educated, society gets educated, we're going to be climbing this, I'd say, call it a muddy hill, and that's what it is.
Well, the abuser, just thinking there when you were talking there about parts being different, trying to get into the abuser's mind, the woman's mind, she probably plays on the masculinity side of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, knowing that, you know, she probably questions his masculinity when she's abusing him, because there's psychological abuse, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's financial abuse as well as physical abuse.
Yeah.
And that must, as I say, it makes it a lot harder for the man to open up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because he's already his masculinity is getting questioned before it's like a narcissistic partner, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just on the fear of being believed. I mean, these women will use and you call the police down, who's going to believe you? Who's going to believe 6 foot you or 5 foot not me?
Yeah.
And the police knock on the door and it was him.
Yeah.
And we've had one man who, in our service, who was told when he called the police to man up.
Yeah.
Man up.
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
And that was the copper of the fella, yeah.
That's it. So that is used as a tool, because no one's going to believe you are. They think I can hit you, or and that's another.
Well, that's good that they set as you say, with the 70 police officers coming in, because the police, and don't get me wrong, this isn't derogatory about the police, because we'd be lost without the police, and they keep the communities from going out of control. But in a lot of things, they're not trained up on it, are they?
No,
You know, they're not trained up on depression and suicide. I know it's getting a lot better.
It's
but
going better
they'll
because
turn up for an instant unless it's a criminal who's robbing something. They're not clued about to deal
when
with
the
it.
police came to our hub the other week, there was a few. They got a bit of stick, to be fair. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when we all speaking after, a lot said, you know, we need to take a lot of things on board, and we will. And we've got a great relationship with them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, good.
And especially since that meeting, like, you
Yeah.
know, they've come on big time with our support team. Because they want to learn, obviously, we all got to learn, as I say. We didn't have a clue ourselves until the worst case, we experienced the worst case scenario.
So it's the stigma's got to be broke down with all members of society, not just the victim reporting it.
Yeah, the victim.
Everyone needs to be.
We always say abuse has no gender, and it hasn't. A victim is a victim, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that's what we're fighting for. And so I've been in discussion. I have these emails of a lot of the like Mankind UK and there's a few other male domestic groups, and we wrote a letter that got sent to the government regarding the change in the rules and the wordings. You know, if you're a male victim of domestic abuse, you'll be labelled under violence against women and girls. That's what you're labelled in.
So it's worded wrong, isn't it?
That's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
In this day and age, you know, men should have their own strategy, not be labelled as a victim of women and girls.
Yeah.
So that's what. So the government are listening to it, but
this way going into the schools is amazing because you're teaching the kids of all genders from an early age that you're a victim if you're suffering from it, no matter what your gender is.
Exactly, yeah, but you'll be labelled as under violence against women and girls. Shocking. But they're still reluctant to change it, so the government have now given some funding to the group but we're developing this plan and to put forward to the government, but it's got to be watertight. Yeah. You know, it shouldn't have to be like that, should it, just to get something. It's got to be watertight. Basically, it's got to prove that there's enough male victims to warrant this.
Wow. And it's going to take a strong male politician to not be worried about standing up and saying it.
I know, yeah.
He's going to have to stand up and say, listen.
Unfortunately, a lot of it is.
There's probably male politicians who get abused.
A lot of the politicians who are involved with domestic abuse are female, and they've all got their little parts with a lot of support groups, very feminist. Yeah. And a lot of it, sadly, is about funding. Yeah. The funding part. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah. To the point where, we don't want male domestic abuse groups getting our money. So then you find that some of the groups will be saying, oh, we're going to support men as well then. They don't really. They say they do. But then they're getting funding for it.
That's the sad reality, isn't it, of most charities. Once they become established, they've got all to worry about really. I'm not saying all to worry about, probably wording that wrong, but they're thinking, hang on a minute, we want to get our funding again in 18 months' time. We want to protect them. They think, I've had it, like what I'm trying to do here with my podcasts. I approach people, to interview them, to get out there the message, what you're offering. And I've had it a few times where they're looking at me thinking, what are you trying to do? And they think that I'm sniffing around some sort of funding, which I'm not. I don't get any funding, this is just my hobby sort of thing. But they wonder who you are, and the guard goes up a little bit.
I know.
Sad, isn't it?
Yeah, very much.
But going back to the foundation then, so what have you got coming up? What events have you got coming up to raise awareness or in the community?
3 weeks. We've got 4 of us, me, Philly Killen, Sean Martin Cully and Philly Hayes. We're going to be cycling in the day from the Falls of Clyde to Bramley Moor, Evans New Stadium. That's 202 miles. That's going to be a killer that way. I've done 150, but this will be
So
it.
it's going to be, it's going to be like a Tour de France stage.
So they're trying to raise money now.
Yeah.
So we're trying to raise money so we can have our own minibus. We always use Shaft's minibus, and thanks very much for that.
Yeah, I always use Shaft's minibus.
We always use it, yeah.
Oh,
We
right,
use it on the
the great is Shaft's,
I think we're killing it.
Yeah, the great is Shaft, they support me with this room, do you know what I mean?
So yeah, then in 6 weeks' time, we've got a mad one. I think there's about 30 of us. What we're doing, we're going up to Fort William. Some are going to be running up Ben Nevis and swimming the lake there while we're cycling down to the Lake District, 260 miles.
Yeah.
But that's it's going to be a relay because we're doing that in a day.
Yeah.
So we're just going to ride till you're dropping out someone.
Yeah. So give us a bit of insight of why you're doing these events. What formats do you use to get awareness out there of what you're doing and what it's for?
Well, I'll just be using a lot on the social media.
So regular updates on the social media.
Put on the local news, so that we're going to Windermere. And
try and have an impact of the towns you're going through and let them know. So we go from Fort William, obviously Loch Lomond. They're going to be swimming in Loch Lomond during the day. Then we're going to go down to Windermere. So that's one day going from up Fort William through Loch Lomond to Windermere. Then we're going to swim the lake, run the lake, and then the next day we're going to cycle from Windermere to Snowdon, another 270 miles, and run. People are going to be running, swimming, and then when we wake up on the Saturday, loads of others are going to be coming down to Snowdon. So we're going to do a 50-mile cycle while everyone's riding, running. Do a half marathon and swimming, and then when everyone's finished, everyone's going up Snowdon, so probably about 50 of us going up Snowdon as well. So that'll be raising awareness and raising funds. So that's our biggie. Good. And what about the cricket match you've got?
Oh, we've got a cricket match as well, which is the 16th of July. That's Oxon Cricket Club, where we play Andy Malloy's.
From Chris Malley's family,
And the Luke Brown Foundation.
There's three,
so the three of us, so we're not very good at cricket. So I've sacked the manager twice before.
Right, okay,
The Luke Brown, the good lads, they're not very good as well, even though they're a proper cricket club then as well. But the other lot, Mally, they have ringers in and that.
And who's playing for them? Will that be all the lads from
Kingy and all them? Proper cricketers. You don't even have pads on them and knocking sixes. So play some normal people.
I didn't know Luke, but I knew Mally and he was a cracking lad.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I used to go to a few games.
He was a character,
Mally,
well, they're all Everton, them and Clawton. I'm a big Liverpool fan, but they're
all Everton. We used to go. Went abroad. I don't think it was Standard Liège or whatever he come with us. Really just always had a smile on his face. I didn't know Luke Brown.
No, I know.
I know a couple of his mates,
But Mally used to go to Thailand, and I went into a bar in Thailand with our kid, and all the staff knew all the lads from Clawton. They knew all of them, Mally and Kingy and all the boys from there that go up. And they all knew them, they were all laughing, saying they're all nuts, do you know what I mean? And he was a good lad. That'll be a good day. That I'm going to come along to that and watch that.
Yeah, it is a really good day. It really is a good.
So Oxton Cricket Club, is that the one on Townfield Lane?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the Townfield Lane there, on the right there.
It's always a cracking day that so. So that's that. But we all have loads of other people doing, the smaller challenges and stuff so. But it's good.
So future plans, just to finish off, Mal. Is there any future plans you've got of expanding the sort of counselling side of it and the hub or the hotlines?
We've got to be very careful. Because we're getting that we do get a lot of requests to, can you do this type of service, and sometimes we don't want to swamp ourselves because since we've started, I've just gone bang, But now we're getting into partnership now with Liverpool City Council, the police since that meeting have come on massively now, Wirral Council, and YMCA. So
This is good.
it's you know, and in the future we want to be looking at having our own men's hub, men's room, you know, so they can where they can stay, you know, accommodation.
Right, okay, safe house.
There was only one, you know, there wasn't any outside London. Someone's opened one, the first one outside London. So we beat it to it. To be honest with you, we were nearly going to do it the other year. We'd had a building, it's done Argyle Street, but it was a bit too...
Just no, it's going to cost...
You have to be careful, you know.
Yeah, it's a big job, isn't it? It's a big thing to take on.
We don't want to take too much.
And then you can't see it through.
You can't say that because everything's going really good and it's in our control, you know, and that's what we want to... What we've always said, we want to control this foundation, you know. At the end of the day, we've got Paul Lavelle's name to protect as well.
That's right, yeah.
There's a lot of, you know, there's always a personal thing with this, you know, with Paul's family, so that's one thing we've always got to sit back sometimes and say, like, what would the family think on this?
Yeah.
Oh, this is our mate's name, so that's what we've got to guard.
Good on you, Muzz, yeah. I seen the advertisement that went on the fire engine last year.
Which one?
The Paul Lavelle Foundation went on the side of the fire engine, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Which was a great thing. The family turned up to that, didn't they? And I seen Lavi and his mum on their pictures and that.
Yeah.
Was that on Bubbles, fire engine, yeah. He's a good lad, isn't he?
You know what? He would laugh his bloody head off. Like,
yeah,
you know,
it was great though, that the way
he was a bit of a big head. He goes, wow, that's what it'd be like. See, it's old, yeah.
Yeah.
And he'd obviously be laughing his head off at all us and Lechra, like, as a Lechra as well. But yeah, the Prince, as he called himself when he'd had a drink.
Yeah. But that was a great thing, I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good on you, Muzz. Muzz, I want to thank you for coming in.
Oh, it's great, thanks for having us.
It's been great to see you. Anyone out there watching this video, the Paul Lavelle Foundation, Male Domestic Violence, it's on the website. What's the website address, Muzz?
It's www.paullavellefoundation.co.uk.com, sorry.
Right, .com, okay. And there's a Facebook page where you type in Paul.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Very active on there as well, so with everything we do. Self-referral on there, or anyone, any family member or friendly male you think is suffering, there's your 2 ports of call. Get involved with all the activities that are going on. I think it's an amazing thing what's going on and what you've done. It's brought all your group of lads together, so it's amazing. I want to thank you again, Paul, for coming in. Great. I want to thank Shafts again for supporting the page, What's Happening Wirral. Thanks everyone for watching. Subscribe, share the video, join the Facebook page, Wirral Community Support, where I share regularly stuff on the Paul Lavelle Foundation and other stuff that's going in the foundation. Take care, everyone. Thanks again, Paul. Cheers, sir.